So this video is about MTN and how they continue to fleece me, taking money from me for things that I don't get. What I'm going to let you watch in a few moments from now is a video, it's a screenshot video I recorded on my smartphone that shows how I tried repeatedly to subscribe to a particular data plan, 3.2 gig. I just wanted to, it was just something that I knew that I needed to be careful about because I saw that I was beginning to get an error message. So I restarted my phone twice just to ensure that I cleared whatever it was so that it won't tell me, oh, there's a glitch in the system. And I restarted my phone each time, resumed the steps to subscribe to the data plan, and I continued to get these errors. And eventually, just like I knew it would happen because it had happened in the past and I've complained about it multiple times to them, I suddenly found myself getting subscribed. If I wasn't subscribed, it was like I was made to automatically borrow money up to the tune of about 3,000 naira. You will see it in the video you're about to watch. The system shows, the video shows me going through the steps in the menu, the MTN menu, and the option I chose, which option 1, data plan, has nothing to do with borrowing money. But I end up getting a notice saying that I'm owing 2,000 naira and telling me that there's a promo for me. This has been happening repeatedly. On Monday, this past Monday, I called the MTN office, the support line, and somebody called me back, which was a miracle because hardly ever did they call me back. And the person proceeded to ask me a lot of questions. I have a recording of that, which I'm going to share with you at the end. And I told the person the exact thing that has happened to me just yesterday that I'm talking about now was what I told him had happened on that day. And I said I wanted to know why it has continued to happen, even though I've made complaints. He got the details. He called me back to get details so I could be sure of what the issue was. And they never got back to me. Yet, the experience has happened. I've repeated the experience again yesterday. So I've decided I'm going to have to take some action against this company. It is clear to me that they are irresponsible. If they were not, they would not make a client pay money he's not supposed to even have to pay. So not only do I get cheated when I try to buy data bundles and get subscribed to a data bundle that requires them to automatically borrow on my behalf, I never have the option to say no. It just goes away and subscribe me to a 7 gigabyte plan and I'm suddenly owing 2,500 naira. Then the one that happened yesterday is I just get myself subscribed. I get myself set up to borrow airtime. I think it's to the tune of about 2,000 naira that I'm going to have to pay back now. You will see that on your screen. And I'm deliberately posting this because I think it's time. Well, you see, I'm not Dangote. Neither am I Linda Ikeji. So I don't exactly have the fan base. But you see, I will do the little I can in my own little way to expose the fact that they are doing this to me, because I cannot speak for any other person. Some people may claim they don't have the experience, but I'm going to share mine and then I'm going to take action against them. So watch as I demonstrate. I start 312 hash the first time I get the error. As soon as I select item 1, which is supposed to bring up data plan, I do the item 1, it gives me carrier info. I don't know what it means, but past experience had taught me it had happened twice before, so I had restarted the phone twice before trying again now. All right, so I go ahead, I try it again, item 1. Okay, it proceeds to the next level of menu. So I type item 1 again for daily. You see that it takes me to the next menu level. I type item 4 for 3.2 gig, proceeds to the next level, and then I do the 00 to go to the next page where you see the funny plan there, which makes no sense. That's not what's supposed to be there, but I always have to go through this level. So I tell item 2, then it gives me the error, invalid input. You're going to see the other videos in which I did it and it went ahead to 3.2 gig. All right, so then this happens. I do start 312 to try and continue to kind of repeat this process so I can go ahead this time around. So I press item 1. You know what level it was supposed to take me to. What happens? It says processing. It makes no sense. All right, that's what happens. And suddenly I find myself getting told I have reached my credit limit of 3,000 naira. It doesn't make any sense. This thing has happened to me sometimes. I will get subscribed to a data bundle of 7 gig for about 2,500 naira or something. I'll be owing so much money, which makes no sense because I don't even get what I want and end up having to clear that outstanding, because if I don't clear it, I can't then go ahead to purchase what I wanted to purchase. So every time I'm interacting with the MTN menu, it's like it's filled with booby traps. Look at what the balance is now. You can see that I now have an extra time balance of 2,550. I don't know where that came from. And I'm also... So what I'm doing here now is just to demonstrate to you how it normally should have gone. You've seen how it went and generated errors. Now I want to show you. Subsequently, I went ahead and then purchased multiple bundles of 3.2 gig. You can see I'm following the menu. The same menu those levels I followed before. But you can see they're all progressing smoothly now, no interruption. 2, then that's one off. You see, item 2, one off, no error, right? That's the first instance of the bundle activated. 1,000 naira gone. I'm going to check the balance. You're going to see that the extra value plan that I was forced to adopt, which was quite expensive, you see that the balance now has dropped by 1,000 naira. You see that it's gone from 2,497 to 1,497. All right, now I'm going to purchase another one because I wanted to demonstrate that this thing can actually proceed smoothly, but every once in a while this glitch happens. So I'm doing it again, star 312. I'm buying another bundle. All right, 3.2 gig. All right, you can see it progresses, no errors like what you saw in the previous video. Everything just goes smoothly because they've had their way. I've been recruited now into owing money. All right, so once again, item 4, the whole thing just works. No interruptions, no glitches, nothing whatsoever. One off, bam, 3.2 gigabyte purchase, another 1,000 naira gone. So you see the extra value plan, the stupid plan. I hate that plan. I don't like it, and I'm getting subscribed to it by force all the time. You can see it drops to 497. All right, so I decided to go one step ahead. I want to see this thing is allowing me to purchase. Let me see if I purchase one more 1,000 naira. Now that I have 497 balance, let me see what the system will do. I would have thought it would have told me, oh, you don't have enough money, because when it was going to borrow, it didn't tell me it wanted to borrow. So I go ahead and I get to the same point. Item 4 for 3.2 gigabytes, and guess what? It activates it. But this time around, the very intelligent and very proactive software goes ahead and borrows money for me on my main plan. You see, my main tariff plan, it goes there and borrows 1,000 naira. So when I check my balance, you can see it's increased by 1,000 naira. Why are they doing this on my behalf? Why don't they let me be the one to decide if I want to borrow money? Because they're not borrowing money without adding an interest rate. So I'm borrowing at an interest. Why are they doing that?
You are now being transferred to an online customer care representative. Please note that all calls are recorded for audits and quality assurance purposes.
Hello, thank you for calling MTN Customer Care. My name is Pelumi. How may I help you? May I know your name? I hope I'm correct, sir.
Tayo.
Mr. Tayo.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the mistake, sir. How may I help you, Mr. Tayo, sir?
Is your application working, ma?
Presently, my own application is not working, but how may I help you?
You cannot help me because your application is not working.
To report, you are now being transferred to an online customer care representative. Please note that all calls are recorded for audits and quality assurance purposes.
Football is one of the things that unite.
Hello, thank you for calling MTN Customer Care. My name is Enike. How may I help you? My name, please.
My name is Tayo. Can you hear me?
Mr. Tayo, how may I help you?
Madam, is your application working?
May I know how may I assist you?
That is how you may assist me, by telling me if your application is working.
All right. I know that my application is not responding right now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Adebisi from MTN Customer Care. I'm on to Mr. Tayo.
Yes, please.
I was told you call for data issue.
This line, this 671, has called me about 3 times before now, and the person kept cutting the call because I put on my recorder. Every time I put on my recorder, the person cut the call. It was this you that was calling.
I don't know about that. The lady just brought your number to me now.
Anyway, how can I help you, please?
She told that you called that you have issue with data you did.
She didn't tell you what the issue was.
I mentioned that data was activated via USSD code, and you mentioned that that was not the data you select. So that's why I want to get the clarification from you. Because I was on call when she came, so I just get the few information that when I call back, I will get.
Star 312 hash.
Okay.
I follow the menu to activate 3.2 gig for 1,000 naira. That's just
Okay.
all the time.
Okay.
And when I got to the point, I hope you know there's an error in that thing anyway. In your menu there, when you do it, when you get to the point where you choose daily plan, it then brings
Okay.
up an option to say one. Then you tell you about this 3,000 naira for 7 gig rubbish. Then there's the other one you see 2000, and then you see next.
Okay.
And it shows you this um other option, something for 800 naira or something like that, which makes no sense. Anyway, if you choose that item, which is on two, then it takes you to another page where you now see the 3.2 gig option has come back again.
Right.
So you end up having to choose an item you don't want, all right? But I've always used it. It will eventually, when I choose it, it will now take me to the one where I can select the 3.2 gig and it will activate it. I will activate it. So I've always been activating 3.2 gig. Now, what I notice happens is that sometimes, if there's an error while I'm trying to activate, I'll now
Okay.
go back to the beginning to start again. So I start 312 hash. The minute I
Okay.
hit 312 hash and the menu comes up, first item, data plan. The minute I press it, next thing I see is your request is processing. I want to know why that happens. And by the way, when the request is processing, it has already signed me up for 7 gigabytes with a crazy amount of money. And next thing I checked yesterday morning, I saw that I was owing 2,400 naira. Crazy, crazy. I want to know why that happens.
Alright, so the first time you got an error, so you try the code again. The next thing you get is processing, and data was activated for you without selecting it, right?
Not just activated. The data
Okay.
was
And they borrowed money,
value more than the money on my line.
more than the money
Followed
on
it
the line.
automatically. Who does that?
Oh,
It's not the
okay.
first time. I have complained about this
Okay.
thing before. It has happened before. And they told me I was
Okay.
the one that did it. So let me just tell you now. I have a screen recorder on my phone, so I recorded it.
Okay.
I've been recording when I'm activating it because I want to be able to reproduce anything I say so that nobody will tell me it's my imagination. So I
Okay.
have it there. When I chose one, just data plan, that was what it was showing. Next thing is telling me
Okay.
the request is processing. Why does that happen?
Okay. From the option data plan, the next thing is that processing and data was activated more than the one you requested, and money was borrowed to you on your line.
I mean,
Please, may I confirm it's on this number?
yes, please.
Okay.
I
Zero
think
seven zero three nine seven.
if I don't have enough money on my line, how come MTN is very, very generous to now help me to borrow the money? It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I have never known MTN to be so nice. And it's not the first time this is happening.
Okay. Because normally when you dial star 312 hash select the option of data, you are supposed to give him breakdown. But if you dial that and the option is for you processing and the next thing data was
Hold on.
activated,
Did you hear what I told you?
I
First time
heard
I
what
did
you
it, I
said.
got to the point where I was supposed to activate, it gave an error. So I had to come back and restart.
Come back. I understand. That was when you select the option of data and the next thing you get is processing.
And then it's telling me I start receiving SMS. You are now owing money, and I just seen 2,400 naira.
Uh,
Waiting.
First of all, apologize for the inconvenience, but based on the question you asked, I might not be able to ascertain that. So I don't know if it's a technical issue or there's an issue. But since you mentioned that this is not the first time,
It's not the first time.
all right. So in this aspect, what I will just plead with you, please permit me to forward this complaint. So we seek for the response from the back end so that we can kindly get back to you. But once they are saying this is not the first time, it's a repeated thing. So we need to now check, is the issue with the line or is the issue with option of activation of data? Is it particular to this line or to general issue?
You know what?
So which we need to confirm.
Let me do something.
Okay.
I don't know if my phone can do it. Just hold on. Just listen to me.
All right.
I want
No
to
problem.
on the phone. Maybe it will work. I don't know. Maybe I don't know whether it will interrupt you or not. So let me just see.
No problem. Okay.
I'm trying to make sure I take you through the menu to tell you that there's a
Okay.
menu item. You see, when I want to buy 3.2 gig, I'm
Okay.
telling you there's an item in that menu that does not belong there. It
Okay.
actually gives misleading information. It will tell you
Mention.
that I think it will say you are going to get something gigabyte for two uh for 800 naira or something like that. It's there. So I'll now pick
Okay.
that the menu item I'm on is item 4, 3.2 gig. I've chosen item 4, 3.2 gig
Okay.
for 1,000 naira. So when I choose it, it brings up this menu that shows me a completely different menu item. Now I will now say, you know what, let me go ahead with it. I'll now pick it. When I pick it, it will now take me back and now be showing me 3.2 gig for something again. Meanwhile, the menu item I chose to go there was a completely different bundle. It's there. It has always been there. I've been complaining about it. They don't remove it. It's misleading. Now that is the same. It's the same kind of nonsense. The experience I have wherein this stupid 7 gig gets activated, even though I didn't choose any such option, it's the same thing. It's not supposed to happen. And then when I call, they start telling me I'm the one that did it myself. That is why I began to record. You see, I told you they called me 3 times on this line. I recorded each time. They'll cut the call. I will never talk to MTN Support without recording, because I don't want anybody to claim that I didn't say what I said.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. Why is this happening? Why should I get made to borrow 3,000 when I didn't even choose the option? Nobody you go to say you just you want borrow money.
Yes, I understand. Like I said, I will need to request for this, so we take this. But the option of borrowing, so I don't know. That might be. That's what I'm saying. I'm not be able to ascertain the error if it's with the line or with the option of the data. So we need to now get. Since you mentioned this is not the first time, but from what I saw from the option of borrowing shows that the data that was activated, the money on the line is not up to that, is why it was borrowed. So now we need to now send to find out. This is the option. No, I'm not saying you. That's what I'm saying. The reason why you saw the borrow.
Don't you think? I want to ask you. Don't you think that it is strange that the money that was available for that data plan was not enough, and yet your system chose to now borrow on my behalf? You don't think it's strange?
No, we have what to call data completion for customer that is eligible if the money is not up to. Because, for instance, if your line can borrow and you may attempt to buy a data that the money is not up to, that's what we call data completion. So
I should have the choice. I should have the choice to determine if I want to borrow. It should be my choice. I should have that final decision making choice.
Okay.
You should not borrow on my behalf and help me to think. You can give me the option. Do you want to borrow to complete this thing because your money is not enough? That is the way it's supposed to be. Look, I ended up having to now fund my account with 2,500 naira. I didn't need to fund. It's not the first time. This thing has happened to me 2 times before now. And every time I called, they told me that, oh, you are the one that did it by yourself. That's why I began to record. And I will continue to record. And the day I'm going to just have time to go to your office, let somebody explain it to me. Why is the MTN system fleecing customers? Because that's what you're doing. You're making us spend money we're not supposed to spend. It makes no sense. And every time they say they're going to come, this is the first time in 3 months. It's the first time that I have been making all sorts of complaints. It is the first time MTN is calling me, and they called me 3 times. Each time I put on my recorder, they put it off. They cut off the line. So you calling me now, you say you don't know about it. I'm telling you, this same 671 called me 3 times in the last 10 minutes. 3 times. And every time I put on my recorder, like you heard me put it on, they will cut the call.
I apologize about that. So please kindly permit me. Let me just take this to the back and let's get the feedback from them. So we'll get back to you.
Amen.
Alright, so just a moment before you go. So the one you intended to activate was this 3.2 gig for 1,000 naira, right?
I'm telling you, when you follow those menu options, you see that the thing is giving you a bundle that does not exist. Before I now continue that bundle, you select 2 to continue with that bundle. It will now take you to 3.2 gig again. I'll be reading 3.2 gig. But before then, to be reading one stupid bundle like that, saying it's 800 naira. It doesn't make sense. Why should that option be there? It's misleading. One day now, they'll go activate it and you start owing money again. Oh, no, my bad.
Apologize for the inconvenience. Please let me take the reports and wait for the back end. So we expect the feedback within 24 hours so we can get back to you.
Like I said, amen.
All right. Have a wonderful day and stay safe. Hello, Mr. Tare. Sorry, this is Adebisi calling back.
Well, somebody else just called me, so.
Again? No, I'm the one that called. I'm the one calling.
Okay, I'm listening.
sorry, please. I just want to get something, so that I want to take it directly the way you said it. All right, just a moment. I don't want to follow the main option. So that if once you dial *312, then may I know the next option you take, please? Because I want to take it the way you are getting your own thing, so that I will not. Sorry?
Let me not harass you, because I was going to tell you, you know how to get to 3.2 gig, but no problem. Go to. Oh, yeah.
No, I understand. I'm saying maybe the error is from your SIM, so I want to get the way you are getting on your own SIM.
No problem.
Yes, that's the reason why I call.
No problem. Data plan. First one. First item.
Okay. Then it gives an option to select one for data plan, right?
So you choose one now. Data plan.
Okay. Then from that one, it will not take you to the option. You see the option for the 1,000.
Item 4.
4. Okay. All right. That's what I want to get. I don't want to use another one, so I want to be sure the one you are getting,
So when
so that I can
you
send the
item 4, it is when you choose item 4, the place it will take you to. You will now see that feed option.
Okay.
You now continue with for you to now see 3.2 again showing. So in between when you see 3.2 and when you choose item 4, you will see another option there. It will be telling on something like 800 naira for 800 naira, something for 800 naira, which makes no sense.
All right. So that's what I want to get.